Taxi vlog 297. Yes, I know it's the wrong day. It's totally the wrong day. It's like Wednesday. It's the 26th of March. And of course the owner was driving the car today, so I have to reset the configuration because it's all wrong. First of all, it's not supposed to beep when I touch a key, which it's doing. Off! Oh, good. Turn the buzzer up a little bit. Everything else is as it should be. Very good. Let's change the mirror just a little bit because it's pointing too high and too much in. You know, I don't understand people who have short legs and tall bodies, because I'm the opposite. I have long legs and a short body. It seems that most people are the other way around. They have longer bodies or taller bodies and shorter legs. So the seat is always lower and closer to the dashboard than the way I like it when I get in the car. Just a little observation. Now, you may wonder why I decided to make this vlog today. I'll tell you why. Well, it's not because everyone else is making more videos, or maybe I've subscribed to more channels now than I can handle, but, you know, it takes me a couple days sometimes to get through one channel, and meanwhile stuff is being posted on my subscriptions to the other channels too, so yeah, I'm trying to keep up with you guys, but you're keeping me busy, or maybe there's just a few of you who are keeping me busy and the rest of you have shut up. Okay, on to what I was getting onto. Monday night started out slow. It sounds like, you know, the way things always are. And then, you know, it got to the point where I broke even at around 11 o'clock, and then between 11 and 1 I had better luck. I was doing all right, and then it sort of got quiet again. I was reading my book, The Leviathans of Jupiter by Ben Bova. I don't know if I mentioned this one already. Maybe I did last week. I'm not through it yet. And I was reading my book, and then I got a call to the Tim Hortons on the Gorge. Now, Tim Hortons on the Gorge is kind of close to one of the seedier parts of town where I should book on, eh? Might as well get a call if I can. It is now 6:26 in the afternoon. I've got 11 and a half hours to go. I am fourth in the zone. That's okay. So I get there, and this slim girl with really dark hair, she had her hair up, like in a bun. She must have been in her early 20s or so. And she comes in here, and she says, "I just want to go home." Just like that. Okay, where do you live? The Mirror. Now, the only mirror or building known as the Mirror that I know of is out in the western communities. It's a considerable fare from where we were, where I was picking her up, and I said, "You mean out near the pizza place and the police station?" She says, "Yeah, that's it." Okay. So as we're driving out there, she doesn't say anything, she doesn't say much, but she bursts into tears a few times. She starts crying, and you know, I don't ask her, "Why are you crying?" I just let her cry, basically. And we got out there, and I pulled into the parking lot at the place, and she says, "Did you see my purse?" I said, "Well, I wasn't exactly paying that close attention, and if it's not in here, you didn't bring it with you because the doors have not opened since you got in." She said, "Well, how am I going to get in my house?" And I say, "Well, I don't know. I'll call my roommate, she says. So she's calling her roommate. Roommate doesn't answer because it's 3:30 in the morning. And then she says, my mother's gonna kill me. Well, what's your mother got to do with it? Maybe she can help you out and pay the fare. Really, that's not my concern. I really don't care what your mother thinks or what your mother does or whatever. And she says, oh, we have to go to Esquimalt. I'm going, oh shit. Now it's the old cock and bull show, or the chicken and cow show, whichever way you want to look at it. And so we start to drive, and once we get a block away from there, she manages to get through on the phone to her roommate, and she tells her, come down, let me in. I just want to go home. Okay, fine. So we get her home, and she says that she doesn't have any money. She would love to pay, but her purse is gone, missing, and she doesn't have any of her cards or any cash. But she has a cell phone. I say, okay, I'll take the phone, thinking, oh shit, oh no, I'm going to have to waste more time on this bitch to get paid. Because you know how it is. If they owe you money, you have to collect it somehow. And there's no possible way they're going to set foot on your doorstep and give it to you. So I gave her my phone number and took her phone number in exchange, and I took her, and she says, oh, I'm not like this. I don't do this ever. I have a job. I have money. I have lots of money. Yeah, but it's not good if it's not on you. Anyways, I took her fucking phone and realized that it said Galaxy S4 or something on it. So I think it's quite a relatively new phone. However, it looked like it had been hit by a truck. The screen was somewhat shattered, and there were scuff marks on the back of it. But when I pushed the power button, it seemed to come on, but then it faded right away. Anyway, it was probably low on power. So I got the phone, and I came back into town and did a couple more fares and made up the $31.45 that she owed me with those couple of fares that I had after her. Then I figured, okay, I made $100 for myself, I'll go home, since it was 6 a.m. anyway. I went to the back specialist, the chiropractor. I had my lower back decompression, and I was relaxed, and I came home and I was watching some videos. I had a bite to eat, and just as I was finishing my bite to eat, I poured me a little shot of scotch just to take the edge off and relax and go to sleep. I took one little sip and the phone rang. It was her. She says, my girlfriend came over and gave me some money to pay the cab fare. And she said, when can we do this? I'm going, oh, yeah, I'm just about to go to bed here. I'm about to go to sleep and, sleep the day away. And she said, well, my girlfriend could stay here all day, but I'm missing work now because I got up late and I didn't sleep, and now, okay, I figured I don't want her whining at me anymore, so, okay, I'll be there as soon as I can. Just give me 20 minutes, half an hour to get there, and I'll give you your phone if you got the money. She says, I have $40 for you. I said, well, yeah, that'll at least cover the gas to get out there to the Western Communities and then some. Although, if it was going on a taxi meter, it would have been an extra $60. But anyway, I gladly went out there. And I also had a water bottle and a pair of shoes that she had evidently brought in, because the customer after her found the water bottle and the shoes that were on the floor of the back seat. So I gave her the phone. She gave me the money. I opened up the trunk. Oh, you found my water bottle. Yeah, I found your water bottle. And these shoes, you brought those too. And she said, I vaguely remember, this is creepy, I vaguely remember wearing these last night. Oh, so they weren't even her shoes. I said, well, I have no use for them. They won't fit me. Here you go. So I got my money. I came home. I finished drinking my whiskey. I stretched out on my floor mat because I need to do that to reshape my back. I stretched out on the floor mat and did that, and I went to sleep, and I had my money, and everything was fine. Now, last night I came out to work, and it was dead slow again. I think it took an hour and a half before I got my first call. And then after doing that, I think it took about 15 minutes till the next one, and it started moving a little bit, but I was getting all these short little tiny fares that didn't go anywhere, like, you know, from Walmart just up the road, because there was 3 bags of groceries and it was a little bit too much to carry, you know, that kind of thing. And it worked out to, you know, I think I was out there for 4 hours and I had half my lease on. And it was still dragging on and slow and quiet. And, you know, when I'd get a fare, it wouldn't go very far. But then, after about between about 12:30 and 1:30, I even went to sleep after reading a considerable amount of my book. Don't get me wrong, it was a good book, but I'm not getting much sleep these days, you know, what with having to drive out to Western communities just to get, you know, paid for fares that I did already. Waste of time. I'd rather, you know, people have the money, but, you know, I look at the girl and say, well, you know, obviously, here's what happened, okay? She was out drinking, and somebody spiked her drink with who knows what, put something in her drink, dragged her home or somewhere, had his way with her, took her purse and her money and credit cards, and left her at the Tim Hortons on the Gorge. And she asked me, well, where did you pick me up last night? And I said, Tim Hortons on the Gorge. She said, where's that? I said, well, you know Gorge Road. She says, no. Do you know, like, Government and Hillside and Douglas and that area? She said, well, kinda. I said, how about Rock Bay? She said, Rock Bay? I said, well, yeah, you were like a block away from Rock Bay. And Rock Bay is kind of where the hookers hang out. The few of them that are hooking up to get some money on to get their next fix. So anyway, somebody slipped her some drug, had his way with her, took her for all she had, and deposited her in the Tim Hortons before she knew what the fuck was going on. And yeah, I think she was raped. She wouldn't say so. She was just bursting into tears a number of times. So, you know, I can sort of feel sorry for her. In fact, I can feel sorry. What am I to do? I am powerless in these situations. It's done. It's done. I got her home. After about 1:30 last night, I started getting busy. I would go to the parking lot and open the book, or I wouldn't even open the book. I would get a call, and get another call, and get another call, and it was all these, some of them were really disgusting people, like dirty, or fucked up somehow, or just, you know, yucky people. And you know, I've dealt with all kinds of people, but some of these people were really gross and disgusting. Then I realized, it's Wednesday morning. Wednesday morning, Welfare Wednesday. People's welfare checks get deposited automatically into their bank accounts starting around midnight. Now, if they're still awake, they're going to call a cab, and most of them are awake in anticipation, not necessarily to get their check, but to get the drug that their check will give them the money to buy. So what do they do first thing? They go in style. They call a cab. They take the cab to where they're going to get some drugs. They do their transaction, and then they go home with the drugs. And I had one like that I had a few like that last night. People getting drugs and paying me both ways for the cab, and I ended up having a night that was just shy of 300. And for a Tuesday night, just shy of 300 is very good. So, can't complain. I'll probably get back to you at the end of the week. Hope yours is better than mine.